Hey racers, JonRacer3 today, back for another Hot Wheels tournament. This will be the last Hot Wheels tournament of the 2021 season, and we have a big one. If you watched my video from last week, we have 72, I believe, Hot Wheels GT cars about to take on the 3-lane fat track course. Usually when I do fat track courses, it's only one curve, but today it's a little special because we have two corners these cars are going to be tackling, and I'm very excited. I've been wanting to race a lot of these GT cars for a long time now with new arrivals from the C8 Corvette. There'll definitely be a casting to look out for on the track. Now, you guys know, as you guys know, you guys chose your teams to see which team will win in the previous video, but the rules for this tournament are going to be a little different. It's not going to be a simple elimination tournament, and it's not going to be a simple first to so whatever wins the race. Now, for the rule set I like to do for these kind of cars, it's sort of like a GT Grand Prix sort of rule set. So here's the way it works. So there's going to be 6 cars going at each time. There's going to be 3 in the front and 3 in the back. We're going to have the inside lane be position 1. Now position 1 is very important. Since you're on the inside, you'll have the advantage going into the first corner. So the way it works is there's going to be 3 laps, aka 3 races with all the cars. The cars are going to be racing down this track, and the car that gets the farthest at the end will win the lap, and then the cars farthest to least farthest will line up in positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the track. And like I said, there's going to be 3 laps, so the winner after lap 3 is going to be moving on. Now, since it is the first round, there's going to be 2 cars moving on from each race to the next round, so that allows for some more variety and more teams to be able to move on to the next round. So hopefully that makes more sense. It'll make more sense once I start actually filming the tournament, but the races are going to get absolutely crazy. And one more rule that I want to add on is if the car flips over and crashes on this track, they're done, they're out. That car is done, and it's not going to be racing in the next laps of the race, and it's out of the heat. So you got to make sure to stay on your wheels and take the win, and we have a lot of teams to see which one will move on. So let's go ahead and let's start racing. And we have our first matchup on the line. Now, I tried to make these matchups as random as possible. There are no manufacturers competing against each other, I think, in any of these matchups, so you won't have to worry about your team eliminating one of its own cars. And it was completely randomized who starts in the front and who starts in the back. So let's go ahead and start this race with our first 6 teams competing against each other. We have Aston Martin, the Ford GT, we have the Corvette C7s, different from the C8s. We have the Dodge Vipers, the Lamborghinis, and the team of BMW Z4s. Gonna start the first race. Now let's see who takes it on the first lap in 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. Is a pretty even race. It looks like the Aston Martin's going to come out on top, the Corvette in second, and the BMW in third. A little bit of a wipeout from the Ford and the Viper, but on to lap 2. The Lamborghini was able to move up 1 spot. Let's see what he can do in lap 2. Oh, look at that. Is an awful crash. The Aston Martin's still going to come out on top. Starting in that pole position has its benefits, but we have the BMW spinning around in second, the Ford GT moving up to third, and a wipeout in 4th, 5th, and 6th. Bad run for the Corvette. All right, this is lap 3. This is to decide who moves on to the next round. I won't provide all of these explanations for every race. This is just the first race, so sorry if I'm talking a lot, but it's going to be a close one. Anyone can win, and the Ford GT is in the front row. Let's see who takes it on lap 3. Oh, look at that. It's going to be the Aston Martin holding off some bad wreckage. The Lamborghini is going to pull out second as well. Very lucky for the Lamborghini. So the Lamborghini and Aston Martin move on to the next round. What a wreck. Luckily for these 4 teams, they have a lot more cars to represent to see if they can move on to the next round. But it's a really good race for Aston Martin and Lamborghini. So let's start Heat 2. We have the Corvette C8R team. We have the Bentley team. I forgot this BMW's name. My bad. We're just going to call it the BMW team for now. We have the Renault team, the Lotus team, and the Viper team back for round 2. That Lotus team is one to look out for. Let's see who takes it in race 1. Wow, look at that. Bentley go. The Bentley's going to be finishing right in front of the BMW, and then the Viper moves up to the front row for lap 2. And we have an unfortunate wipeout. The first appearance for the Corvette C8R is unfortunate as the C8R wipes out right in front of the Renault. The Lotus luckily stays on his wheels and he doesn't flip over either, but unfortunate for the Corvette. Alright, lining up for lap 2, the Viper has no one pushing him, and it goes Viper, M3 GT2, and the Bentley in the first row. Let's see who takes it lap 2. Oh, and look at that BMW go. The M3 GT2 absolutely blazing down the track, passes the Lamborghini going to lap 3, and it looks like it'll be Lotus, Renault, Viper going into lap 3. The top 2 will move on. Let's see who takes it in lap 3 in 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. Is an awful wipeout between both the BMW and the Bentley as the Bentley drives backwards. It is going to be the Renault sneaking it away out of nowhere, along with the Lotus in P2 moving on. That is an unfortunate situation for the BMW M3. And with the absolute upset, it's going to be the Renault and the Lotus moving on. Now, time for Heat 3, and we have 2 teams we have not seen yet. We have Team Mercedes and Team Cadillac. Alongside them, we have another Bentley, another Ford, another Lambo, and another Lotus going into lap 1. Let's see the carnage that ensues here in 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. Not bad. It's going to be Bentley leading after the first lap with Mercedes in second, Ford in third, Cadillac in fourth, Lotus in fifth, and Lamborghini following up in sixth. Going into lap 2, the Bentley seems dominant. Let's see who takes it in 3, 2, 1. Oh, and look at that. It's going to be the Ford GT sneaking around the inside of the Mercedes with the Bentley pulling in closely in second. No wipeouts yet, but we're going into lap 3. As we saw by the last matchup, anything can happen in lap 3. So let's see who takes it in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's going to be close. The Mercedes is going to hold off the Bentley as the Lamborghini coming from 6th place is going to push him and the Mercedes to the win. The Bentley who rolls backwards and pushes the Ford GT pack. Unfortunate because it was very good performance by the Bentley, but it's going to be the Mercedes and the Lamborghini. 2 yellow cars moving on. Looking at the moving on cars right now, it looks like the Lamborghini has been very consistent with moving the cars to the next round, and there have been a lot of cars that have been eliminated. 2 Vipers, 2 Ford GTs, 2 Bentleys. Not looking good for those teams. But as we move on to Heat 4, we have Team Aston Martin, another M3, we have a Corvette C7, a green Lamborghini, a white Bentley, and another Ford GT LM. Let's see who leads in lap 1. 3, 2, 1. Oh, a big wipeout by the Bentley sliding there. It's going to be the Corvette leading the lap 1 backwards. The BMW in second, Aston Martin third, Lamborghini in fourth, and then the Bentley in fourth, fifth and sixth. That Lamborghini slowly moving up the ranks. Let's see what he can do in lap 2. Oh no, and we have a wipeout. It is going to be the Ford though leading lap 2. Very nicely done with the Aston Martin barely sneaking second away from the Corvette. But we have a wipeout. Just like I anticipated, or not anticipated, I thought the Lamborghini was going to do good. He does not. He wipes out and wrecks and will be not racing in lap 3. Here we go into lap 3. Can Ford or Corvette put their first car into the next round, or will there be an upset? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. It's going to be a close race between Ford and Aston Martin, but Ford is going to take the first win with Aston Martin moving on in second. BMW, Bentley with almost wiping out, and the Corvette will unfortunately not move on this time. Here we go, moving on to Heat 5. We have a 1-car team in this race. We have the Audi R8 LM. There's only one Audi in this tournament, so he's the only chance his team has got. But racing up against him, we have another Ford, we have a Bentley, a BMW Z4, a Corvette C8, and an orange Lamborghini. Let's see who takes it in lap 1. And it looks like Audi's gonna lead lap 1 with the BMW and Corvette following behind him. Lamborghini, Bentley, Ford, no wipeouts this time. The Corvette C8R coming off of a bad first impression, looking to see if he can lead the second lap. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. It is a shuffle up. We have the Lamborghini leading lap 2 with the Corvette in second. And then look at that race for third. It looks like Bentley's going to finish in third, so he's going to start on the front row for the third lap. Audi might be eliminated here. Can the Audi push his way to the front row and take the win? And can the Corvette sneak his way by? Let's find out in lap 3. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. It is going to be an absolutely dominant performance from the Lamborghini, leading the pack with Corvette following in second. Looks like Team Audi is eliminated from the tournament, which is unfortunate. So far, Lamborghini leads the charge with the most amount of cars moved on to the next round with 3. Aston Martin, though, is close behind with 2. And moving into our 6th heat, we have a little bit of a different assortment of cars. We have some smaller teams with some older cars. We have a Greenwood Corvette, we have a Ferrari, we have a Nissan, we have 2 different kinds of Porsches. We have the Pikes Peak Hill Climb Porsche and the Porsche GT-LM, and then we have the Ford GT40. Let's see who leads it in lap 1. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and look at that. It is an awful wipeout from some of the cars here. We have the Nissan finishing in first, the purple Porsche finishing in second, and the Ford GT finishing in third, but the Ferrari is going to flip over, and that is unfortunate. Ferrari's only car in this tournament has just been eliminated. Here we go, heading into lap 2, we have the Nissan taking the lead. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Nissan, despite losing the lead there for a second to the Ford, is going to take the win. The Ford GT in second and the purple Porsche in third going into third lap. These top 3 cars are fierce. It's going to be a fierce battle to see which 2 move on to the next round. Let's see in lap 3. 3, 2, 1. And look at that purple Porsche go. It is a close battle for a second, but it's going to be the Nissan beating out the Ford GT to move on. Unfortunate for the Corvette and the Porsche, but man, this purple Porsche is blazing fast. He's moving on. And we are halfway through our first round of heats. In the first tournament, we have Heat 7 with some more GT cars. We have Aston Martin, Corvette, C7, Ford GT, Cadillac, Lamborghini, and Viper going to lap 1. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it is some swerving on the backstretch, but it's going to be the Corvette and the Aston Martin and the Lamborghini leading lap 1. Here we go as we move into lap 2. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's going to be the Lamborghini and the Corvette. Actually, the Corvette sneaking in front of the Lamborghini here, starting the third lap. Very unlucky for the Lamborghini. And we have the Viper on the front row as well, going to lap 3. We got the 3 blue cars in the front, but the Corvette and Lamborghini have been dominant. So let's see who takes it in 3, 2, 1. A huge push from the Lamborghini. It's going to be the Viper sneaking in front of the Corvette on the third lap with that sneaky move. It's going to be the Viper and the Lamborghini moving on. And moving on, we are on to Heat 8. In Heat 8, we have another Aston Martin, a Ford GT, a Corvette C7, a Lotus, BMW Z4, and a Mercedes. Let's see who takes it in lap 1. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's going to be Aston Martin taking the win. We have a pileup on the backstretch, though. We have the Corvette finishing in second and the Ford GT finishing in third. Then we have the BMW, Lotus, and Mercedes following right after. Here we go, the cars are lined up going into lap 2. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Lotus and the Ford are going to sneak by the pileup caused by the Corvette, blocking everyone, including the leader, the Aston Martin, as they go into lap 3. The cars are lined up going into lap 3. Which one's going to take it? That Hot Wheels ID Corvette is looking fast, but so is the Ford and the Lotus. The 2 takes in 3, 2, 1. And it's a wipeout. The Lotus is going to spin out, and the Corvette is going to take it. And we have the Lotus, fortunately, making it into the next round along with the Hot Wheels ID Corvette. Aston Martin and Ford GT so dominant, but not making it to the next round. That is unfortunate. Here we go, we have Heat 9 all lined up and ready to race. We have a BMW M3. We have a Renault Sport, which only one Renault Sport has raced so far, and it won, so it's looking good here on the front row. We have a Hot Wheels ID Mercedes-Benz AMG, a Corvette C7, a Lamborghini, and a Viper. This is going to be a fast one. Let's see who wins lap 1. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's going to be the Renault spinning out the BMW, who will eventually be pushed off the track by the Hot Wheels ID Mercedes. And then we have a wipeout in the back with Viper, Lamborghini, and Corvette all piled up. Here we go, going into lap 2, we have the Mercedes, BMW, and Renault on the front row. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and it's a wipeout. That Corvette is going to be sneaking the win on that lap with the Renault and the BMW holding up the front row. But we have a wipeout. The Dodge Viper is our third wipeout of the day. Very unfortunate for the Dodge, but there's a lot of Dodges in the next round anyways, so I'm sure their team would not mind. But the Dodge wipes out. All right, lap 3, and this is it. A lot of these cars are fast. Who's going to be the top 2 moving on? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's close to the BMW. Oh no, the Renault falls back on the backstretch. Of course, the BMW M3 takes the win, and it's going to be the Corvette taking the win as well. He just holds to that inside lane because the outside lane tends to have cars roll back. Renault is going to ruin their perfect streak and not move on to the next round. That is unfortunate. All right, we've got Heat 10 of 12 lined up. We have another AMG. We have a Hot Wheels ID Aston Martin. That's going to be fast. We have the last Corvette C8R making its first tournament appearance. We have the Renault Sport RS01, a Lamborghini, and a BMW M3. Let's see who takes it in 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Aston Martin's going to wipe out. It's going to be the Corvette taking the win on the first lap, with the Renault and Lamborghini following close behind. Aston Martin starting on the back row for lap 2. The Corvette dominant on lap 1. Let's see how they do on lap 2. 3, 2, 1. And look at how the Corvette's going to spin out a little bit, and it's also going to be the Lamborghini spinning out the Renault to get that second place position, but the Aston Martin's back on the front row for lap 3, followed by the Renault, the Mercedes, and the BMW. This is going to be a fast one. Maybe the 3 fastest cars we've seen in the tournament on the front row, and only 2 can move on. There can be a wipeout. It could be a blowout. Let's see who takes it in lap 3. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, and it is an unbelievable pass. We have the BMW drafting with the Aston Martin, passing the Corvette and the Lamborghini. On the final stretch to take the win, the Aston Martin and BMW are moving on. An absolute clutch move from the BMW, luckily, was parked behind the Aston. Wow, that was an unbelievable race. These 2 move on. Here we go. As we go into Heat 11, we have another single car team. We have the Nissan GT-R Nismo starting on pole position next to the Hot Wheels ID Dodge Viper, which is going to be unbelievably fast, accompanied with, of course, we have a Cadillac, a Lotus, a Mercedes, and a Renault. Let's see who takes in lap 1. 3, 2, 1. And it's gonna be close. Look at that. 3 cars finishing the track. We have the Cadillac, the Viper, and the Lotus finishing lap 1 very well, followed by the Nissan, the Mercedes, and of course the Renault. Here we go, going into lap 2. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's carnage, but it's gonna be the Lotus out-turning the Viper, and then the Renault starting on the front row for lap 3. That is a close one. All right, this race is kind of important because this is Cadillac's last chance to get into the next round. All of these companies, even Nissan, have gotten a car into the next round except for Cadillac. Can Cadillac pull it through? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. It does not look like Cadillac's going to pull it through, but it is going to be Dodge and Lotus moving on to the next round, finishing first and second. Mercedes, Nissan, and Renault, and unfortunately Cadillac come up short. And we're in for Heat 12, the final heat of round 1. We have some more old classics. We have a Greenwood Corvette, a D-Type, an F1. We have the 911 GT1, the 917 LH, and a Ford GT. This is going to be a close one. Let's see who takes it in lap 1. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. It is going to be the F1 followed by the Porsche 911. Then we have the D-Type rounding off the front row. Then we have the Greenwood Corvette, Ford GT, and we have a wipeout. Unfortunate. The Lotus 917 LH is going to wipe out. This means no 917 LHs are moving on to the next round. Unfortunate break for the Porsche. Yikes. Here we go as the cars enter round 2. Let's see who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1. And it is an awful wipeout, but it's another 911 taking the win. These things are blazing fast. Going to beat out the D-Type and the F1. So not really any position changes, but the front row is going to be scattered for the 3rd lap. All right, these top 3 cars are fast. Is it going to be a blowout? Is it going to be a wreck? This is the last round of the 1st round. Let's see who takes it in 3, 2, 1. It is a close one, but it is going to be the F1 and the 911 taking the win, beating out the D-Type, which is surprising because I thought the D-Type was going to win. Corvette, Greenwood Corvette, coming up short, and an unfortunate wipeout for the Ford GT off of turn 1. Just an unfortunate day for the Ford GT, but these 2 cars are moving on. And here you have it. Here are the cars moving on to the final day of racing, which will be coming out next week, so mark your calendars for that. all of these cars performed exceptionally well on the track, especially these Porsche 911s. I was very surprised that they were able to hold off the competition that they did, as well as Team Lamborghini. Lamborghini has, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4 cars into the next round, and Aston Martin is also not bad with 3, which is looking very good for them. There's a lot of teams here still in the contention, but some are going to be eliminated next time. Like, I don't even see a Bentley actually made it. All of the Bentleys were unfortunately eliminated, which is unfortunate for them, but hey, there will be other tournaments in the future where they can redeem themselves. But overall, these are the cars that are going to be moving on to the next day of racing. Now, next day, it's going to be a little more endurance focused, so the races are going to be longer, but the wins are going to be way more deserving. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time to see which team of the GT Cup is going to be the best and the winner. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.